The strike has been a frustrating, expensive ordeal for passengers whose flights were canceled. Many have incurred hotel and food costs and missed important events. CTV's Rob Buffum joins us live from Victoria International Airport. Rob, many showed up at the airport not knowing what to expect.
You sure did, Mi-Jung. I spoke to a young family earlier today who were expecting to be leaving by Sunday, 6 days from now. Their flight delayed significantly. A young toddler with them. They came here trying to get an earlier flight. Were some of the very few who were successful. But for many, it's been an anxious day of wait and see and just trying to figure out what to do next. Travelers rolling into the airport this morning, hoping to bump up flights to an earlier day, like the couple I mentioned, after theirs had been canceled and rebooked by Air Canada. Air passenger rights activists say airlines that canceled a flight due to a strike are required to rebook passengers on the earliest competition flight if they can get them on a flight, if they can't get them on a flight of their own within 48 hours. And they point to the pitfalls of accepting a refund as a customer rather than taking an alternative flight.
Accepting a refund may likely undermine their ability to recover for expenses incurred after they accepted the refund. So even if you are entitled otherwise to meals or accommodation or alternate transportation, it may terminate your right to further reimbursement. That's why we recommend passengers to not accept a refund under any circumstance.
Another reality for passengers impacted, experts say that under Canadian law, if it's a domestic flight like that family going to Toronto and passengers are forced to incur expenses like hotels overnight, just like they were, due to a delay or a cancellation, the airline is not on the hook for that cost. That obligation only happens if the flight is an international flight. So if you're stranded in Greece by Air Canada, waiting to come back, under Canadian law, there would be an obligation for the airline to cover that cost. But if you're flying to Calgary or Toronto and you've got an overnight here in Victoria or Vancouver, you are on the hook for that bill. The other thing they wanted you to know was that in terms of refunds, if you do opt for that, make sure that you're paid back as you had paid yourself. A voucher or a credit is not enough. Mi-Jung.
Yeah, a lot of people may not understand what rights passengers have. So thanks for this, Rob.